We are live.
Everybody watching to our 25 briefing session, local government elections in Central Hawke. I'm Doug Tate, Chief Executive at Central Hawke's Bay District Council, and we'll just open with a karakia. So for those that want to join us in the room, we've got that in front of us, an opening karakia. Whakatakata hau ki te uru, whakatakata hau ki te tonga. Ia mā kina kina ki uta, ia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aki ana te atakura. Thank you, everybody. So just again, welcome everybody. We are live streaming. So again, as we go through the evening, there may be some questions that come up in the room. And for those that are online as well. So again, I'm Doug Tate, Chief Executive tonight. I'll just Warwick and Jane and Annalie do some introductions.
Thanks, Doug. I'm Warwick Lamb from elections.com, Council's external officer. Good to go through, see how that goes.
And I'm Jane Budge. I'm the Deputy Electoral Officer of the Queensland.
I'm Anna Ludwig's Governance Lead Council.
Right, so we've just got a few slides that we'll go through as council tonight, and then we'll hand over to Warwick as the main electoral officer. Work through the detail of the evening. So hopefully you can see that in the front of you. We'll just bring the slides in. Desperately try to not make it death by 1,000 slides on our end, but Warwick will probably have a good go at it.
Almost anything with me.
Can you just click into the slides? Click again. Annalie, please. Right, so just before we just jump into some key dates and I hand on to Jane, just really, first of all, just want to say thank you as well, Diane. Welcome for joining us tonight. Look, certainly standing for council and being part of the democratic system that we have as local government is critically important to a really high functioning and again a supportive community for the future. So just really do want to say thank you again for showing an interest and for those that are considering standing or certainly have already put their nominations in. Thank you for that service you're already going to commit to our community. So just with that, again, I'll just pass to Jane to go through some key dates. Again, as we go through tonight, if there's questions that you've got, please do bring them forward. Really, tonight is the opportunity to get as much out of us as officers as you can, to direct you to some more information, and particularly as we work through the candidate process and the election process, getting a good understanding from Warwick about where that can be as well. So with that, Jane, I'll pass to you just to run us through the key dates.
So yes, of course, the nominations have opened, and the number one key date for everybody is the 1st of August when they actually close. And to be mindful, it's at 12 noon, and if there's anything incorrect in it and you come in at 10 to, we have to hand it back and you have to fix it in time for the 12 noon cut off. So please be as early as you can so that we can make sure that your nominations get in. So but the other massive key date, of course, is the 9th of September when voting kicks off, and then the actual final day of the 11th of October. Yeah. No, it's all good. So yes, so we've got a postal vote. We're going to have orange bins throughout the district. We brought one in for you to all see. And of course, that's the makeup of our council. So we have 2 general wards. We have 3 general wards, so 1. Then we have 2 at large and the mayor's positions.
So just probably noted that as a change again in this election. So it's part of the representation review that we did last year as well. So particularly recognising as well now that they're 2 at large. So.
And yes, the pre-election report. This is actually Doug's document that is mandated, and he must get one out. And it outlines where we currently are as an organisation. So it's a very important document. It lays bare everything, so we definitely recommend that everybody has a read. And it's definitely a very good starting point, but we'll go to the next slide because actually there's a whole heap of other stuff that we recommend that you go and have a look at. Everything is on the website. I do say that there's a couple of times I have difficulty finding things, so but don't hesitate to get in touch if you want to find something that you need to know about. And effectively, we head over to Warwick.
So just with that again, so pre-election report, look, we've done our best to lay out as much of the information, as much of the facts as we can. The website has a plethora of stuff on there. So whether it's organisation performance reports, it sets out what we've done in the quarter, what we're looking to do in the quarters, whether it's financial results or financial information, please do jump on, please do have a look. Again, if you've got questions, fire those through to us. Sometimes we might treat those as legoimas, so official requests for information, but where we can, we'll certainly do our best to be turning those around as pragmatically and as quickly as we can. So.
Great. Can I just leave it there for a second? Just a couple of things with the timetable. As Jane said, nominations close next week, but voting period 9 September to 11 October is 10 days longer than what it has been before. Used to be 3 weeks, now just over 4 weeks. So the voting documents will be out there longer. Right.
Switched off.
Keep going. Righto. Great. All right. Okay, I've got a PowerPoint presentation to shoot through. I love PowerPoint. And I love reading every word on every slide. Slowly.
You'll be one of the few ones.
But don't worry, I won't be doing that. It won't be death by PowerPoint. All right. It'll take about an hour. Can you take questions as we go? Very casual, just sing out with any question at any point, including those that are in live stream land. We can take those questions on the fly and I can answer them as we go. I want you to make sure you go away with all your questions answered about council election process, election land. We'll chocolate fish for the first question. We can get questions going. So as Jane said, I'm council election officer, external to council. I used to work here at the Central District, Hawke Council many years ago. I was administration manager here for years and worked in the office just right there. So I know this neck of the woods really well. And, lots of friends here and know the community. Jane is in-house and Jane is the person for dealing with nominations and election queries on the ground. Those are all the councils. That's what I thought. Those are all the councils there that I work for. Doing elections a long time, 1986. We've done about 900 council elections and by-elections. This presentation about 300 times. This cycle, I've got 34 of these presentations to do. This is the last one. So great to see such a great turnout in Central Hawke's Bay. I think there's 14 to 50 people here. It's the most I've ever had at a presentation I've done here. Learn those online. Thank you. As you can see, I live in Tauranga. I was born and bred in Martin, lived here for many years. Those are all the guys that we've worked for. 47 councils and 8 regional councils, including Hawke's Bay Regional Council, API Hastings. You get asked from time to time, why is the Electoral Commission not doing council elections? Simply because it's not part of their ambit. Electoral Commission Government Department only do parliamentary elections. Aren't involved in council elections at all, other than providing us with through them final electoral roll. Electoral Commission don't have any say or jurisdiction over council elections. Same with the Ombudsman. Ombudsman does not have any say over electoral officer in council elections. There's no point in anyone complaining to the Ombudsman outside their legislation. Similar with Legoima, information requests. I'm external to council, private company. I don't deal with information requests. I'm not interested in it. However, election process is entirely transparent. all in the public domain. If you want to know anything, you just ask me and I'll tell you. There's nothing to hide. There's no conspiracy. Transparent, everything that we do. So just sing out.
First question
Yeah, bubble fish.
is Lagoima.
We're going to meet
I do like chocolate fish too.
the Local Government Official Informations and Meetings Act. That if you are making an information request to council, an official information request, it's under that legislation. I do have an answer to a district court judge. It's the only person that can instruct council regional officer what to do, free council. Inquiries. All right, what's local government about? Probably chucked a duck here on a couple of things. Now, council business is a big complex thing. So how many full-time employees?
Full time, so we've got 87 staff all up, and it equates at the moment to about 70, 80 FTE.
How many, sorry, what's your rates and capex? Hello?
So we're doing, last year was total turnover of about 82 million, which was made up of largely recovery, and total revenue from memory of about 73. So, yeah, so a big business.
Yeah.
A really big business. Yeah.
Big business, big complex business, with lots of moving parts. Those are the things that council does. As a result, paying for council is a big deal. It's not a fine job. Hard to do around full-time roles. Because when the council meetings are and the time required about this and this. Real positive thing to do for the community. But I wouldn't be doing my job. I wouldn't say it's not always a bed of roses. I know in this day and age of social media and things that go on, sometimes can get a bit gnarly. Just be aware of that. Same with going to public meetings, making decisions or things like that. Sometimes things can get a bit testy. So when you're doing that, just do the usual as a candidate. When you get there, work out where the exits are, work out where your de-escalation point could be. You get yourself into a safe place. But maybe in your campaigning, use an email address that's not your normal personal email address. Perhaps use a phone or a different phone number you would use. Not saying these things will happen, but we all know of situations where sometimes it can get a bit confronting. So we do that. If public safety is compromised, then we always go to the board. These are the high level things that elected members do. Governance, not operations, not management, strategy, not potholes. And the elected members only employ one person. WCE, that looks after the ADI council staff. These are some of the key skills that are handy to have as an elected member. Not essential, but you know, it's a role that does require strong people skills. Listening skills are handy. Public speaking skills, not essential, but handy. You haven't done much public speaking, once you're sitting around the council table for a few months, you'll soon pick it up. Does deal with complex issues, so the ability to get to the nub of complex issues is quite handy, particularly when there's council agendas that could be 100 pages long. So therefore, good speed reading skills, quite useful. And remember, sitting around the council table, you are here to think district wide, not necessarily from the patch that you were elected to. Think and make intergenerational equity decisions about the projects that affect everyone. And here is time commitment that can be. Everyone says, the mayor's job, council's is pretty much a full-time job. Councillors 2 to 3 days a week. Lots of meetings. 30 to 40 meetings a year. Council meetings on Thursday, usually all day. Jane, everyone's got a laptop or an iPad. Councillor Rhoda. All the agendas electronic. Yep. Sent out a week before the council meeting. So you've got a weekend to read the documents online, which can take quite some time. And then as well, flexible working hours for going to events on behalf of council or doing things in the evenings. Lots of reading. Questions about that? When I was here, we used to print all the agendas, send them out, all of them to everyone. Beforehand. One of those days, saving some trees, but lots and lots of documents. All right, so there's the remuneration set by the REM Authority, not set by council. It just recently increased in the last couple of weeks too by 4%. Elected members are not council employees. They look after your own ACC tax. Someone else is there for travel, etc. And
The
the
new allowance too.
new allowance of REM Authority has just announced that it is an option for elected members to make a contribution towards home security costs. $4,500 of risk assessment being done. In each case, it is available for the if I think the safety is compromised. There are concerns around it. Right, okay, a few details about the election. Remember, my role is carry out the election in accordance with the legislation, the Act and the regulations. It was the most exciting piece of legislation, descriptive. And it's all about me providing a level playing field for everyone. There's the incumbents, there's the not. Anyone wants to be involved. What I don't do is get involved in campaigning political space. Fine for someone's phone going off. So I don't get involved in the politics, campaigning space, or what happens on social media. If someone on social media says things about you don't like, I don't care. I have a sphere of caring. Campaigning on social media is outside that. Don't complain to me if you don't like what someone says or does about you. That's over. And that's really part of politics. Anyways, you gave us the timetable before, so I won't go on anymore other than their election signs. And you're up 3 months out. So we're out there now. We've got 47 councils, we've got 47 different holdings policies. Some are 2 months, some are 3 months, some are 6 weeks, some are 9 weeks. Down the day before, some are down the day after. There's here. 3 months down the day before. Yep. And as Jane said, all the things are up for election in Central Hawke's Bay. Putting the regional council numbers out to the right are the numbers on the electoral roll. As at last week. We'll be aiming for 50 to 60% voter return. Last time there was no contested mayoralty and one of the wards was not contested, so the turnout was very, very low. It's not normally the case, usually over 50%. National average is 45. Remember that the order of candidate names on the voting documents random. On the fly, within your household, you and your partner's voting papers, the order will be completely different. Not so. in the candidate profile booklet, alphabetical, who wants to say. Just. In addition to elections, this time we've got Murray Ward poll. In your case, two Murray Ward polls. One for the council, one for the regional council. That is the wording of what the poll will be. Everyone gets to vote on it. I vote to keep Murray Ward. I vote to remove Murray Ward. So on your voting paper, we'll have mayor, at large, ward, and council's Murray Ward poll, and the regional council, your constituency or Murray Ward, Murray constituency, then their Murray Ward poll. Binding on council for 2028 to 2034. 5. So this election, a Murray Ward councillor will be elected, will be in place for a minimum of 3 years. Depending on the outcome of it. Everyone gets to vote. Questions about that? Yeah. So nominations open, close next Friday, 12 o'clock, 12:01, as Jane said. Please do not leave lodging your nominations till the last minute. Saying this, but the earlier the better. As Jane said, they buried it in the last day and it's wrong. You haven't got time to get it fixed. Not the candidate. If you do leave it till the last minute, and some people do, as long as you're inside front door of the building at 11:59, 59 and 1, and Jane will take that, simply process it. And if it's okay, and that is correct, you're all good. If you're not. Got to be inside the door at 12 o'clock when Jane is listening to the clips on the national program. Exactly. Same if you're doing it by email. We're keen on email nominations. 80% of our candidates do it by email. All the attachments, PDFs, it's good. But remember the same thing, if you are leaving it to the last minute, not about when you send the email that matters, it's about when it's Jane's inbox. Don't do what someone did in Tauranga last year, emailed it at 11:58 PM. It goes through cybersecurity world, the email server, spam filter checked, attachments, turned up, actions inbox 12:01. Not a candidate. Not your person. But there's an absolute time frame when you're sending an email, you know it doesn't get to the spam. Give it enough time to get there, particularly when there's some attachment to that. Okay. Questions about that? Keen on your $200 deposit, paid electronically online. But we do want to see the transaction receipt, so a screenshot of it. No, it's gone to our bank account. But Jane and her team can find the council account. You want to see evidence of New Zealand citizenship, passport, birth certificate, citizenship. Doesn't matter if the passport has expired. Don't get a passport, you get a passport. And use your commonly used name on the voting paper. Doesn't have to be your legal name. Legal name on the nomination paper, but you can put whatever you want on the voting paper. Edward, Ed, Martin, Marty, maiden name, name you're known by. Nickname. Select a member of the Ruapehu whose name is Rabbit. Rabbit, the voting paper. Everybody knows about it. Name you're known by in daily life. Can't they have titles on the voting papers? Doctor, Professor, USM, NZ. Then you put it in your profile statement. not paying the voting. When you do complete your nomination, you have to state if you were standing in other elections. You can stand in many elections as you like. You stand for me, you stand for the board. You stand Hastings, if you want to. Live in Wellington, stand here if you want. Doesn't matter where you live. Just every election you stand in, $100 every time. For the gentleman this year, did the same thing 3 years ago, standing for the mayoralty of 6 councils at the top of South Island. Dollars. Every nomination paper, he says, I'm standing for, and lists what they all are. That gets printed at the top of your papers. Same as the question about the place of residence. Tick a box to say that you live in the area which you're standing, not, it's matter where you live. But that gets shown at the top of the profile. Show you what that looks like.
So maybe just more a question online. So that we talked previously about the $200 nomination fee. So if you aren't successful, could you get your deposit back?
Yeah. Yep. So if after the election, if you complete your donations and expenses return, hand it in, you can get your $200 back if you get more than 25% of the lowest successful candidate in that election. You get an award, third highest person, 25% of the number of votes they get, more than that. Once you put in your everything. There's nomination paper. Put some down here if you want to grab one. The back of it there. But there is the email address that you send it into. And as we pay the bank account. Now, this time, those of you who've already put your nomination in will know this. See already that the details are posted on council's website. By the way, once your nomination is confirmed, candidate's name, affiliation, and mobile and email go on council's website. But not physical address. Not making candidates' home address available anywhere online. Not in the contact list. You can check now the nominations that have been received. You can see candidates' names that are up there with the contact details. So what? Remember that nomination paper is a public document. Anyone can come and have a look at it. So the details of your nominator and seconder are publicly available. Not on the website, not made publicly available, but someone can come in and ask to look at nomination paper. We have to make that available. The nominator and seconder's details are available. Just quick things. As I say, you've got to be a citizen, got to be on the roll. You nominate and second have got to be on the roll in the area that you're standing in. Nominate and second have got to be on the roll in the ward. Same for the Māori ward. Candidate don't have to be on the Māori roll, have to be on the roll somewhere. The Māori roll. The nominate and seconder got to be on the Māori roll. Now stand for the regional council and district council at the same time. Now stand for more than one ward. Now stand for at large. Jeez. And to change your mind, withdraw after the close of nominations. Withdraw before the close of nomination. And be careful if you or your partner has a contract with council for more than $25,000 a year. If you're in that place, you need to get prior approval for the Auditor General. Sign that off. Got lots of information on their website about it, so check it out if you're in that. Or you put in your nomination. And you've only got days to go. But if you can't change your mind after close nominations, unless on grounds of medical incapacity. Every time Monday after close nominations, I get lots of phone calls from candidates around the country going, thought about it over the weekend, seen who the other candidates are. I don't want to be in the election anymore. Too bad. Too late. Can't. Sure. Good, I guess, if you want to stay in the race and do a don't vote for me campaign. Been done a few times. I've seen some of them backfire. So we talk about it beforehand and make sure that you really want to be there. 150 words in the profile statement. Max 150 words. Not 151. But you check this on Instagram. Candidates sometimes get creative about how they might put hyphens between words. For words that shouldn't be hyphenated. And I gladly unhyphen them. All English convention applies. Trying to be sneaky with hyphens. Please don't. Nothing fancy, no fancy formatting, no caps, no italics, no speech marks, no bullets, no numbers. Straight, simple text about you and what you're standing for as a candidate. Not about someone else. Not about another candidate. Can't make reference or comment about someone else. Make a comment about Councillor CE. Don't mention my name. Nice, straightforward candidate profile about. So.
Can a PPH be included?
It can be included, but so yes, you can have 150 words in English and 150 words in Tamatea. If you're going to have a Tamatea profile, it has to be substantially the same. So the Tamatea has to be a translation of the English. And have your PPH in the English and or the Tamatea, or just one. So for example, you could have your PPH in the English, but then the rest of it, the total of it, English and PPH, maximum of 150. Could have PPH in English. In the English translation. At the top, rest in English. Then in the Māori translation, same thing. PPH at the top, rest in the translation, substantially the same.
So you can't put your PPH and then write your profile of the words.
Max of 150.
So you can't do that in English. So have your PPH Māori and have it in. Interesting.
So the PPH effectively is included in the 150 words of the English. Legislation's prescriptive about this. It's painful. I get that. It's issues with anyway because it needs more words, but it is what it is. Not my job to check what you put in your profile statement. I don't care if you're telling porkies about what you've done. It's up to the voting populace to decide if that is the case. And the profiles will go on council's website a couple of weeks after nominations have closed once they've been signed off for print. Profile statement. Really not a PDF, please. PDF's hard to copy and paste from. Word doc or in the body of the email. Certainly not a handwritten one. So it requires Jane and her team to retype them prone to error. Having said that, this time around, we're offering something new where we are sending profile each candidate to everyone once it's been confirmed. So as a candidate, you will get an email from us, normally a day after the nomination's been confirmed, telling what the profile is going to look like. Profile. It's the opportunity for candidates to check right. We got you in the right election. Name spelled right. The affiliation one. Is it the right photo? Is it the right profile? Not a chance though to rewrite the profile statement. Chance to check key detail. Show you what this looks like. Photos. Taken within the last 12 months. Not a photo from 3 years ago. Remember, this is just a photo for the candidate profile statement. You can use any photo you like in your campaigning. Just the one for the profile statement taken in the last 12 months. Here be electronic, it's high res you can get. It can be a passport size. Doesn't really matter what size, we'll soon sort that out. You can smile, no problems. Don't have to do the photo deal or look. Taken in the last 12 months, just like my photo. Hot. But no hats, no dark sunglasses, no trees, no pets, no babies, no parrots, no other people, nothing else. No costumes. I had someone last week who's standing on a platform, a clown. Gave me a photo of them as a clown. I rejected. Because this process, we want to see a photo of a person. People know that you are actually. Yep, normal, nice, clean, head, shoulder shot against a good, clean background. It's my res checking. Any questions about that? If Jane and her team look at the photo and think, that doesn't quite look like the person that came in and gave it to me. She'll come back to you on that and say, are you certain it's taken in the last 12 months? You are, then I will get my IT team to delve into the metadata of the photo to check that. It's not. We check this. So please, sure, give us a good recent photo. And that's what it's going to look like. And this is what you get in an email from us showing format of the name, lowercase first name, caps, surname, and affiliation. I didn't talk about affiliations before. You can have an affiliation in there, pretty much anything you like. Can be like that, dedicated real, that's like me. That could be, independent, could be truly independent. Could be lower rates, more rates, just whatever you like. More democracy, less bureaucracy. No way around. You can have whatever you like. And a tagline, a slogan, can be Labour, Greens, New Zealand First. Provided you've got endorsement from those parties, pretty much whatever you like. So then underneath that at the top, it's got those two sentences. Principal place of residence is in the area and what's it standing for. Not part of your 150 years. Or popularity bias. You're being into you one. Okay. Questions about that? And then in addition to that, this time around, council are doing candidate videos. First time that many councils have done this, based on what the City Council did last year for their election. Want to see what it looks like, go to the Tamatea website and check out how they look. Short and sharp, 90 seconds, answering 3 or 4 questions, generic questions like, why are you standing? Skills do you bring? What's the key thing in front of council for the next 12 months? Generic questions like that. That as candidates, you'll get that in advance. They have a week or so to prepare. Probably a 30-minute booking slot. Jane will send an email out, close after nominations with questions and the time frame booking process. Down in the council office, same sound, same lighting, same background, same. Level playing field. 90 seconds, short and sharp.
You would set aside the full thing, both the words.
Right. It'll be recorded, not looking down the barrel of the camera, looking at on the side like an interview. Questions will appear as captions in the top corner. The answers are subtitled under. Have a look, as I say, at Town's website, you can see what it's going. Optional, don't have to do it. Just something, not at all optional. So I had 76 candidates, 66 did their videos straight up. Once they went up on council's website, they had loads of hits. 6 of those candidates came in and said, "They're better than I thought. Can I please do mine?" Read that? Yep. Whereabouts are you actually doing them?
We've done some videos of the current councillors, or sort of like, experiences of me at the council table. So basically up on the website as well. So
Same sort of thing. Yeah. Besides about campaigning, I won't delve into this too much since it's not really my space, but campaigning, remember, you can't use council resources for your campaigning, council colours, council's logo, council's buildings, council's media channel, council taken photos. Your campaigning space. There'll be a couple of exceptions that I'll come to soon. Campaign in council premise. Can't come into a council meeting here wearing a Vote For Me t-shirt. Or have your friends sitting in the back row over there holding up a Vote For Me sign. Because council's live stream, council's social media audience, not candidates' audience. Every piece of campaign material, every piece of campaign material has to have that little authorization statement on it. Authorized by candidate's name, contact method, email or mobile, web address, QR code, not physical address. It used to be physical address, not required anymore. Every piece of campaign material. What I mean by campaign material, something that has a call to action. Vote for me because. With a tick. Right, it's got a call to action. That's an item of campaigning. Be careful about what you say in aid for adverts. You put an advert in the paper, say how wonderful you are, and say something about council. Make sure that it's factual. If it's not, someone can complain to the Advertising Standards Authority. The process for this, they will check it. If they find that you're telling porkies, they'll get you to change it. It's happening many times. Things like if you put in your advert, good example is probably what? Good example is the Taupo sculpture. I've had a candidate recently who said in a paid advert that council sculpture cost $200,000. $100,000. What do I say? I can change it. Factual about those sorts of things. Social media, some space. Before, but tricky at times. But the key premise here, council's social media audience is council's social media audience, not candidates. Monitored, checked, no containing electioneering comments. Or up on council's channel. When council makes posts, someone applies to that electioneering comment. Kept. If that continued, person will be blocked. Many of my councils stop the ability to make comments posts during the election period.
On some things.
Could do if it's a bit gnarly. Yeah. Council's channel. Councils, candidates. That's with council's posts. and take post from council forward to your audience with campaigning message. No problem. No, it's fine. Just as long as you don't do anything that appears back to council's channel. So no rating, reviewing, liking, checking in, commenting, anything that appears back on council's channel. Exactly. You can board it until July. Get about in. Okay. Simple principle. Yes. Yeah. And you got the reposted. Taken council. Remember, it is also against legislation to take a photo of your completed voting paper on the table, or you fold it up and put it in the envelope, post it on the end. It's the legislation. One. Questions about all that stuff? If you're in the social media space, I'm sure about it. Just ask. Signs. Trying to avoid slide like the plague. Keen on signs, not my area of expertise. But it is what it is. Council has its hoardings policy. Make sure you're well versed as to what it says, where signs can go. Remember, 3 months, be up now. No limits on how many. Be careful about where you put. Remember what is he super vigilant about their signs on state highways. Break their rules. I'll quickly take them down without asking. Check that out. Rules are in the handbook. Please make sure you read the handbook in detail about this. Here you got a record of your expenses, your candidate expenses. Cost of the wood that holds up your sign is not an election expense. Or the screws attached to it. Use your signs from 3 years ago, no problem. Your expense return, you have to put used 2022 signs. Cost. You put a banner across the corner of it. It's pretty good. Strike. Any complaints about hoardings, signs, council's enforcement? Not saying all right. We only deal with signs that don't have authorizations on them. But hopefully that won't be the case because that's pretty easy to do that. Remember, with authorizations, it doesn't matter how big or small they are. Could be tiny. Could be, a little sticky label in the corner, skinny writing down the side. Doesn't matter how big or small, it's just got to be visible when we get out of our car and have a look at the sign. Or a pamphlet, or the brochure, or balloon, or the cap, or the t-shirt, or a badge. Yes, you can have a little writing on it. And be small. Has to be there. On the front, on the back. Okay. The next thing, expenses. Slides about that. Bit murky, this donation stuff, but legislation's tricky. Got to record every donation you've received, no matter how long ago that might have been. If you've got the donation for your campaign, you have to record. You have to record who it's from. Know who it is, so you can reasonably work it out. Your bank account. You have to record the name of who it's from. Can't have someone give you $500 in an envelope and go, "This is for your campaign," but don't tell anyone. You can't. Know who it is. You have to record the name. Over $300. GoFundMe, give a little. Those guys, they do not meet donation requirements. You can't use them for your campaigning. Good. If you could get an anonymous donation, I don't know how you get an anonymous one. Good. You clear it as anonymous. But if it's over 1,500, you got to give the balance to the council. I'll take it away. not sure about all this, just ask. It's a candidate expense return, it goes on council's website for 7 years. It's under this responsibility. For all requirements to get it right. It's my job to check it. It's the responsibility to make sure that I'm clear all of your donations and expenses. Those are the totals, how much you can spend in each election based on the population of the election. Maximum, including GST. Number was set 2001, never changed. Due for change, but this is what it is. And if you're standing for more than one position, just a higher. Standing for the mayoralty in the Māori ward, 40,000 plus 3.5. In the population of each area. So with the expenses, I said before, we've got to be on council's website for 7 years. My job is just to take it, pop it up there. I don't investigate what you put expense to, and I don't look at it. I don't care about the receipts or anything. I just. They are closely monitored by media, and so make sure you're actually correct. What in there? If you didn't. You didn't include something and someone complained, I would check back with you to make sure if that was the case. And if the complaint had merit, my job is to pass it to the police. Remember, every campaign activity that occurs during the election period, 11 July to 11 October. Every piece of campaign activity. And here's the cost. You have to report it. If you don't spend anything, you have to put in a nil return and sign it. It'll be posted online. As we said before, each $200 deposit back. Put it in. Public document. That's right. Questions?
You didn't put the regional council one on there for.
No, I didn't put the regional council one in. But regional council constituency. I can't remember what it is because it's a Hastings as well. And the regional council's Canada handbook. It's on the website. I can find it out for me. Couple quick things about offences. Yep, you can meet your friends down in the local cafe and shout them a coffee, no problem. Can't go, I'll share this coffee, you can vote for me. It's treating. It's legislation. You can have a campaign launch. A hall somewhere and tell people how fantastic you are. Problem, just can't provide alcohol. And provide quickies, no alcohol. It's the legislation.
What about if you gave more magnet or sayings that walk out, with your campaign message on
You
here?
can't give away an item that has some value that could be used for another purpose. Like in bribery legislation. Can't give away an item of value. Okay. Undue influence, I get asked about what is undue influence. It's not someone knocking on your door saying, vote for me. Someone is standing over you when you're sitting at the table about to mark your voting paper box and someone says, no, not that box. I'll put that. It's undue influence in the act. It's legislation. Here's a good sign, a not so good sign. On the left, you can do this like, your own name, picking it, no problems. Got the authorization statement there, but that's an old one, doesn't need a physical address, can now just be mobile or email. But you can't do one on the right where it's got other candidates without. Tick. Because it looks like an imitation voting paper. It's legislation. I've had someone do this before. Off to the police, or prosecutor. Please do not go there. Can't mention anyone else other than yourself. Same if you take a photo of your voting paper, can. A photo of it and snib just your name. Taking it. Both on the internet. You can't show other candidates. It's legislation.
Just a quick question online, Laura, going back to costs again. So if we get, the question is, if we got promotional photos done prior to the 11th of July, are they declarable?
Yeah, good question. So the key point then is, when are the photos used? Not about when you paid for them, when you got them done, it's when has the activity occurred. If they were used billboards after the 11th of July, yes, cost of those promotional photos are an election expense. Remember though, not the cost of the photo that you put in their profile. Just the ones painting material, which can be done beforehand, you photoshopped, wazoo if you want to. The old, one. But it's to this cost. So you're right, it's not about when you pay for stuff, it's when does the activity occur. It triggers expenses. So you might remember this. Anybody know where that is? I repeat one. Done. Michael was standing again in 2019. Had sign written, authorised on the back, no problems. Had a council car park underneath the building. Right there, I chose to park it right outside front door of the council building. Everybody walked in, past his car. Right, Michael. Council resource, council car park, can't park it outside school and move it. A good lesson in yes, getting a sign written, no problems, not parking it in the council car park. Here's the wondrous orange voting bin, which is over here. Jane said, lots of them around the place. Jane, how many you got?
We've got 12 at this point.
Well, whereabouts? Can you give us a quick rundown of where they are?
All over the place, Tikakino on the Maho, they're everywhere. And all the basically gone out to every little store in the district and asked if we could have it.
So we want everybody to use those rather than putting them in the postal network. But the system, as we know, is crappy. Orange bins are going to be everywhere where everyone is doing their normal day-to-day stuff. So you can encourage people to do that as much as possible. The list is the candidate profile booklet. Will be on council's website. You promote that, push that out as much as you like. Or merry.
Are you going to glue them into position?
Glue them into position. They are in places where mostly CCTV trained to something solid, locked and cleared regularly. So, no, not glued, but solid. There'll be about 1,200 of these across the country. And we've got lots of experience in running bins everywhere.
Going to have regional stickers on them to show that actually we can put them in the wet. So if you have Hastings, you can find it with the street, but in the right place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. You can put them in Hastings, put them in Napier, they can come down here. One at the airport. supermarket in Napier.
Do you prefer people put the voting papers in there rather than post them?
We'll get them much quicker. Read regularly. And we're in more control of the distribution and those and through the posting.
Are they counted on site here?
I know, so we'll go to our processing centre in Christchurch.
Right.
So all of our councils, we sit on them, about 800,000 voting papers. We will have these ones. Go to our processing centre in Christchurch. Okay. Yep. You know, much as we can. Nearly there the end. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, good. Happy with that? Prelim roll, final roll, it's only but the electoral commission does. Got till next Friday, close nominations to update anyone's address. So candidate, nominated and seconded, make sure their address is correct on their electoral roll. And all your friends and whānau, encourage them to change their address by next Friday. Easy to do, do it on your phone, vote.nz. We can go to post shop and fill in a form. Once you've done that, it's good because that means the voting paper will get sent to the correct address.
Question?
Yeah.
I have a granddaughter turning 18 in August. So she'd have to have a special vote. Would she?
No,
She can't enroll until then,
you can go and enroll now.
even though she's not 18.
You can in preparation.
If you're turning 18 in that period, you can re-enroll. That then it's triggered the moment she's 18. And it would probably include your details on a roll.
So she'd be sent a voting form.
Probably, if she does it the next week, that would happen.
Right.
Let's check with Leaf Commission, but I think so.
Yes, you can. It's, I attended the college and, pretty much like was asking when their birthdays were and, if they were turning, if they were 17 and about turning 18 before, October, I was handing them a form.
Oh, so she will have been given a form, probably.
If you attended the session that I was at, it's
But you can just go and do it online. Easy.
Yes.
vote.nz.
So like in that case, if she does it before next Friday, then yes, she'll get sent her voting papers. But if not, then if they're later and do a special vote. If the voting papers have gone to the wrong address, or not on the roll, or on the unpublished roll, or you've lost it, dog's eaten it, gotta come and do a special vote. Yeah. They be long, couple of minutes. Then we post it out. But can't be done for voting opens, only during the voting. By September, 11 October. Okay. That's why, yes, address sorted by next Friday. Once the results are counted on the day, we'll flick them through to Jane and Doug, and they'll have on the in the room. Everyone, another result, good afternoon on the 11th. Won't include votes in the orange bins on the Friday night and the Saturday morning. We'll get later on day and then produce the preliminary result Sunday afternoon. And then the final result after specials have been counted. A few days later, there'll be about 150 special votes, Central Hawke's Bay. So when those results closed, things can change. If there was 20, 30 votes in it, it could change. Swapsies all the time. There's areas. And after that, council then has its inaugural council meeting. It's quite a formal ceremony. Big deal. Things in whānau. And we'll sort out the date. Close to the time. Likely to be in April. Then here are all of the documents that you can get on council's website. Please read the Canada handbook. As I said before, there's all of the stuff in much more detail. And Doug's pre-election report as well. Read. Those other things. Go and check out council's previous agendas and minutes. See how big those documents are.
Probably just as I open work, like this, there's a huge wealth of information on the website. So whether it's annual reports or again, like the all reports are a really good one. So we'll get to next month for that. We'll go to the 7th of August council meeting. So again, lots of, there's plenty of information that's on the website. And if you're not sure, again, direct it to us. Again, we'll do our best. Some of it might be treated like legume as if they are quite specific requests, but for the most part, it's getting the information out there.
Right. Yes, here's my last slide. Yeah, finished Canterbury presentations for the year. All right, so no online voting yet. Maybe one day. Saying that for a long time. Jane said lots of orange bins. Please do not leave lodging your nominations at the last minute. Remember, the sooner you get it done, the sooner your details go up on council's website, the sooner you get profile sent to you, check to make sure that it's fully in order. Your own campaigns, keep things positive. Keep yourself safe. Days important. On election day. Good luck. In the grand scheme of things, some of the stuff I talk about can come across as a bit pliancy and do's and don'ts and negative Nancy on some things about the process, but it is what it is required by the legislation. It's actually not that bad. Jane's job, this job, and my job is to make it as easy as possible for you to beat candidates. We're here to help get over the line and get it all sorted. Please don't hesitate just to ask Doug if you want to council stuff and we'll see all right, that's pretty much all for me. Thank you for coming along and if you have any questions, fire away. Live stream land, is there anything else?
No, we've I think.
Yeah. What else would you like to know? Like any questions about the election process, election land, or anything else if you like?
Lions too.
Lions too, going pretty good. Need sweep on its way.
Right, well, I think we've, again, just probably iterating the points that we raised tonight. Again, there's a lot of information out there. If you do have questions, please do get those into us. And Warren's closing words, obviously, best of luck. And again, thank you for either thinking about standing for council or for those that have got their nominations in. Thank you for that as well. So with that, we'll look to a closing karakia to send you all on your way, and again to wish you well. Please join in me if you. Kia tātou katoa, ia te whae o tō tātou ariki ihu karaiti. Aroha o te atua, me te whiwhinga